following the verses in the Mahabharata about Uttara Kuru and White Island clearly indicate an axis of the world at some polar location distributed through the continents at all focal. At the time that Shambhala was established as a colony of the overseers, Sanat Kumara, the Earth's polar configuration had shifted considerably. Sanat Kumara would chronologically have lived first as Shula's great-great-grandfather. He is or was considered to be the planetary logos on Shikasta experiment Earth millions of years before the first deluge recorded in the Bible. As a shamanic lord and pharaoh of the Gobi kingdom, Shikasta, Sanat Kumara is as much revered as the Earth's soul, Anima Mundi, as the personality of Aries in the Ram in ancestral religions. The Kumaras are a set of ancestral lineages that predate humankind's existence and are the source of knowledge given to mankind at the time of a dark age following the delugical cycle or some other process of renewal. They are infant manifestations of the ancient rishis that appear at the foot of Vishnu on Saturn from their humble abode upon the planet Venus. Sanat Kumara may be prehistorical archetype, super archetype, containing several deified aspects like the Promethean, for example, and the sovereign Maharaja. The subtle full traits of the elder god, the ancient of days. This Kumara is the bearer of fire, the purple flame of his native Venus that is brought to earth on a descending chariot throne of fiery emanations and inaugurated through the Gobi temple into the sphere of MNT at the center of the earth. Most of the major religious traditions of the world contain some reference to this historical archetype, from the Hindu, Brahmin, Judeo-Christian, Zoroastrian, Sufi, and native Indian mythological systems. Like in the Matrix movies, the captives of Zion live in a future Earth that is held in subterranean areas, with the Holy Land itself being deep below these vast inlets. Shambhala is also accessed through the Zion archives or vice versa in the Animatrix. Zion is a metaphor for Shambhala, and the animated halls of the Zion archive is pictography lifted from the Buddhist Yajra Atu mandala. It's not easy to read. When Neo travels in the ship called the Logos, he goes on his mystical journey, only to reach an artificial intelligence, an entity called the Deus Ex Machina. Sanat Kumara is this heart intelligence, a deification of its geological and terrestrial human collective karma and the magneto-differential grid system of the planet. He gathered groups of ascended immortals to the retreat known as Shambhala, the supreme abode located at the south celestial pole and covered in milky oceans according to the Vedic texts. This is a contingent reference to the atmosphere of Saturn, which is a swirling polar hexagon located at the north tip of the planet. The circular rings of Saturn could be emblematic of the Midgard Naga serpent that churns the seas, as this concept is represented in the worldly Earth diagram as encircling the firmament. On Saturn there is an owl of immortality called Vedavati, located somewhere near the southern pole, also commonly called Vaikunta in Makara Rasi. Saturn is recognized as the god Shiva who signifies all manifest material creation. In multidimensional Vedic cosmography, the landmass of Antarctica is called Svetadvipa, White Island, and Uttarakuru is Pratyantadvipa, frontier island that once floated in the middle of the Gobi Sea, New Us. Uttarakuru was the original site of Shambhala, linked to the disappearance of the pre-Incan civilization known as An in the Andes and the legend of El Dorado, the Golden Kingdom. The first king of Shambhala, Shanda, was known to have constructed a 3D palace protected from the 2D Shankara mandala on behalf of the Buddha Gautama. Today, the king of Shambhala rests in a golden matrix of interlocking lines of solar energy, signifying his function as an antenna harnessing the rays of intelligence that issue from the solar logos. Clothed in a well-tailed guard, the king has at its disposal various aircraft as well as other kinds of chariots made of gold. His palace is a place of magic that shines by day and night with a diamond-like glow and is enshrined with rare gems. From that citadel below the Tibetan plateau, the king never departs. Through the tunnel systems of Agartha, the kingdom of Shambhala interconnects at different inner earth grottos, sheltered communities, temples, lost cities, and underground bases. Counting the ages of the world before the arrival of Thoth in Egypt, one sees that this pattern of earth revival, from the whipping out of past social and geological memories, is currently experienced along with the total remapping of civilization, culture, and myth, and that when this occurs, new empires and divine lineages are supplanted onto new terrain that utilize the energy grid. Thoth himself was an advanced yogi, mathematician, and scientist of many crafts who knew how to hack into the memory grid of the Earth at a time when the entirety of the planet's collective memories, narrative undertones, literally and oral histories had been fragmentally and energetically scrambled as a result of many millennia consumed by overindulgence, over-integration, migration, exodus, social unrest, political insurrection, disintegration, calamity, and post-deluge reinvention. Thoth revived the memory of his people in a similar way as Jesus in the land of Hebrews, harking back to a more socially just and enlightened period in the ways of a genuine time traveler. What Thoth's mission was to use his knowledge and expertise to not only protect but access to the all records. He was able to focus specific frequencies using powerful yoga, siddhis, and Shakti energy pulsed through the geoplanetary grid, interfacing with the energetic and akashic field fixed upon Shambhala's deep logos. In this sense, Thoth was a yogi avatar or incarnation with a fully developed pineal gland capable of interfacing with the akashic field and resonating a point of access to the non-local past life memory that it stores. Much like generating a random hack in a very large section of computer code done in digital real time or on paper using algorithmic calculations, space-time energy leaks generated by this random Chaotic activation would reverse the temporal field lines of Earth's Akashic rotation frequencies from their paleomagnetic boundary records in magnetized stratigraphy. It's very difficult to read. That's why I'm doing this. Thoth reassembled the index of Earth's spiral wave compression field that houses all the processed energy of planets' karma, past and future, according to specific spatio-temporal and information metrics based on the curved space-time geodesics embedded in the numerical sequence of P and in the key meridians of Earth's vertical grids. At the time or times of Thoth's incarnation, that has been preceded by a geomagnetic apocalypse or eruption of deep earth material disturbing the surface karmas. Antarctica, Shambhala, Hyperborea, Sumatra, Mu, Atlantis, and thus he was one of the small number of initiates alive in that period of Egypt's past who could recollect the planet's lost memories, channeling their essence from crystalline lattices and pyramids back into the world grid system filtered through Shambhala's karmic matrices. Wow. Gathering immense data in the form of primordial memory from his life in Egypt and past lives in China and Atlantis, Thoth applied his mathematical skills, combining with this primordial intuition, auto-guided where and when to activate the grid lines via natural rotation sequences or multiplanetary quaternions. Very difficult to read. That's why I'm doing this.